And gentlemen, Jim Cowley in the Sunshine Coast 61 will be your top 10.
All the way from Lismore, Madison Harkin has got Levy O'Brien for company. Beto, Nashi, Spence, Graham. There's so many more cars, all our B main contestants. We're set for the 21-22 Queensland Production Sedan title. Oh, no, we're not.
Is there some games being played out there right now or what?
Chief Stewart on the radio. It's given another crack. Leicester and Berkeley, Pagel and Henshaw. 24 of the best production sedans in the country. Let's get set and dirty for 40. Lights are green and we're away.
And an even dispatch. Dan Henshaw with the better of the start. Look at Brad Shearer straight to the top into turn number 1. He's going to make it stick as Berkeley, Henshaw and Leicester go 3 wide for the race lead, and Henshaw pops out front.
Henshaw edges to the lead. Berkeley's on his outside. Shearer is on the top going backwards, but he's got to run that top in early. Berkeley's going to go up there as well. Pagel down into 3rd spot. And Leicester's there in that 4th as well.
Leicester this time goes to the top side of the racetrack in the Brisbane 59 car. Trying to get a bit of a run on Chris Pagel. His top 4 looking pretty racy. Henshaw though, the car out front, he leads that one.
Henshaw down into turn 1. Berkeley still upstairs. Pagel in 2nd spot. Then it's Leicester, Hutchison, Shearer, Gary Harris Jr. and Hazelgrove. That's how they run right now. And they're running all over the racetrack, top and bottom.
Darren Leicester complained after that last heat race that the car was still too loose. I tell you what, I think that might have cost him right now, Brendan, because he's still very broadside through the corners. He might have tightened up a little bit, but not enough for this racetrack because he's slightly going backwards as the top 3 continue to build.
Top 3 definitely starting to form a gap now. But as we said, you've got to get to those final 15 or 20 laps. There's no point going hard all out early on. So a lot of these cars are going to be taking it relatively easy as you can.
Berkeley comes up, puffs up a big bit of dust as he exits turn number 2, getting high and wide against the fence. Scotty, the one at the bottom of the racetrack, puffing up some dust as well. Big gaggle of cars. There's Alan Nash is going backwards to the field. Bad exit down to turn number 4. There's race cars all over this track right now. Gary Harris Jr. finds himself up into the 7th place right now in the Bundaberg 26.
So Shearer still following on the back of Hutchinson. Those top 3 skipped away. Left Leicester on his own race right now. Ash Graham's the one bouncing up to the concrete behind Madison Harkin with the 77 of Martin in there as well.
Where do you look right now? The 3 Lismore drivers all battling it out. Ash Graham to the better of Harkin and Martin. Sitting just outside that top 10 right now.
So being run at a cracking pace at the moment. Henshaw driving on the bottom. He's got Pagel right behind him, handing the rear end. Shearer tries to go down the inside of Hutchinson. They're side by side for 5th spot now. Shearer dives down the inside. Hutcher gives him no room. They're side by side through 1 and 2.
That's all that Brad Shearer needs to slide up in a 5th spot. Can he progress from there, Brendan? That's going to be the question. He's got a lot of pace in the Bundaberg 30. Got past Hutcho. Leicester's a bit of a gap away. Leicester starting to catch the top 3 once again.
Beto, heavy contact to the outside wall. I was just about to say he's been running the top on his own. And the car came up and smacked into the side of the number 7.
So Berkeley now is on the back of Chris Pagel. They're side by side in the front straight away for 2nd and 3rd. Mr. High side of the top of the racetrack. Pagel gives Henshaw a shot for the lead now. Berkeley gets to run out of top. Side by side, big contact in the back straight away.
Henshaw comes up and shuts the door on Berkeley. They're still side by side through the final corner. Berkeley noses in front.
You've got a new race leader, Mr. Highside, Joel Berkeley that time round. They're 3 wide for the race lead.
Berkeley still fighting on the outside of Henshaw. Pagel just watching these two. As Berkeley gets the job done for now. Lester still a while back, then it's Shearer and Hutchinson. No change in the order further back.
Dan Henshaw still running at the bottom of the racetrack to perfection right now. John Berkeley, I mean, it's a couple of car length lead in this. Bruce Pagel, as you said, just sitting there in third spot right now. The Gimpy 2, biding his time, probably waiting for a yellow. Expecting one to come out. So far, so good here. No cars in the infield, Brendan. We still have every single race car running right now.
You've just jinxed it as Levy O'Brien brings the 99 to the infield. Unfortunately, it's the first retirement of this Queensland titles. Henshaw comes back underneath Berkeley. The battle's certainly not done with as Pagel goes to the top side now.
And blue flag starting to get waved, Brendan. That will be the first lap car that our leaders arrive to. Norm Townsend, the 68 machine. Berkeley the first to arrive on the scene around the outside. Townsend holds the bottom. Lester still, look at how high Lester's going right now. Trying to make something happen, that's for sure.
Looks like Scotty's going to be out of this one. He's looking for a spot to come down and retire. Henshaw back down underneath Pagel's right there. There's nothing between these cars.
Berkeley still leads from the Henshaw. Berkeley getting chased by two Gimpy drivers right now. The South Burnett, number 9, the Queensland champ. He's hustling. Throwing everything he's got. How's the arm pump starting to fall, Brendan? These long races, you're going to feel it.
If your car's not handling right or your power steering's not perfect, tell you, you'll be hurting right about now this many laps. Flat chap, especially in that lead group. Shearer's got a bit of space back in fifth. He'll be waiting for a yellow. With these top three, there's nothing between them. Half a car length, and even less in some cases.
Ash Graham's the one on the move right now. He's got himself well into the top 10. Jesse Martin's got with him past Vito. Steve Jordan, another one from the B main. Up just into the top 10 right now. But the battle's still on for the race lead. Henshaw's up the inside of Berkeley to turn number 1.
Henshaw's seen the lap traffic up ahead and thought if I get down the inside, he might block him. Berkeley, for the time being, shuts the door on Henshaw. Henshaw again goes down the inside. He's trying to do the same thing. Berkeley cuts him off and said, I've got to get through before the lap traffic.
That Gimpy 10 car has a lot of engine, Brendan. And now here comes Pagel to the inside of Henshaw. The two Gimpy cars grab doors into turn number 1.
Oh, Henshaw went so deep to stop getting past then. It almost cost him. I tell you, there's some lap traffic coming up ahead. Just quietly, Brave. They're not going to be able to negotiate that quite as easily.
It's going to get interesting here now as Pagel gets it all out of shape. Lester starting to close in massively. But a bit of smoke pouring out the right rear of the 59 machine.
Halfway home.
20 down, 20 to go. Darren Lester is using that top line. He's going to be very competitive coming up to these top 3.
Everyone else is sort of spaced out, running their own race. But these top guys, they're catching the back of this field. It's Berkeley, still from Henshaw. And Pagel with Lester running the concrete. I've heard someone slap the wall pretty hard. Not sure where it was.
Henshaw now to the inside of Berkeley. Make heavy contact on entrance, door to door.
Oh, Shearer's out.
I think it was Shearer came past the control tower.
Henshaw again to the inside of Berkeley, but Berkeley's able to hold it out on top. Going to run door to door. Berkeley cuts across his nose on the exit. Hold to the race lead to the Bundaberg 30. Will be out of this one. Brad Shearer's unfortunate luck in feature races continues.
He'll get a call now to go down.
Oh, he doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it. He's got to stay out of the way. The leaders go on through. Berkeley and Henshaw still battling. That's tough like Shearer. He gets off the racetrack. We're going to stay racing.
That advantage Travis Hutchinson back up into 5th place. Right front flat, I think, for Brad Shearer.
So our lap traffic now coming into effect. Berkeley still got Henshaw and Pagel close by Lester. Then it's Hutchinson.
Oh, Lester very close to the fence and got to that loose stuff right against the concrete. Cost him a lot of time out of turn 2.
These 3 cars. Oh, Jarius, we're going to have our first yellow.
Brendan Jarvis racing with Michael Johnson.
He got into the side of Johnson and spun around. I thought we were going to get there.
It was about to get very, very interesting.
I was looking forward to some dicey lap traffic passing.
15 laps left to go.
Green one. So Berkeley, Henshaw, Hagel, Lester, Hutchinson, Hazelgrove, Gary Harris Jr., Martin and Jordan. Lights go green, we're away, and man, what a start from Henshaw.
He goes straight to the inside of Berkeley to turn number 1. Dan Henshaw with the run will take the race lead down the back straight away.
Man, you're right, Braden, that car's got some motor all right. Just flew past the Queensland champ like he was not even there.
And Pagel's going to try and battle as well. Berkeley goes from first to third. Lester against the wall. Big fan of work coming off the 7-car of Hutchinson. Darren Lester's out of this one.
Lester's gone. Oh, big contact with the 88 of Barbara.
Dan Henshaw will lead this one from Chris Pagel. Joel Berkeley running in third. Rick Hazelgrove will be in fourth, and a yellow flag for panel work on the front straightaway. Oh my goodness, what a start. An absolute heartbreak for Darren Lester. I tell you what, if he finished half of the races that he ran, that guy would be an incredibly accomplished production sedan racer.
So, interesting there. I wonder if Berkeley has a small problem.
Is his car just running a little bit
very fast tonight as well. So if Berkeley has another restart like the last, he could be in trouble, but Dan Henshaw, boy, that car's got some motor.
So lights go green, and we're away. Down the main straight they come. Pagel wants to go with Henshaw. Berkeley still on the outside. Hazelgrove, Hutchinson, and Gary Harris Jr.
And Berkeley with some engine issues, I reckon. I know he blew an engine at, I think it was Toowoomba, a few weeks ago before Kingaroy. Got a hold of reputable engines. Dane Francis to put an engine together in a nick of time. They said it wasn't going to be a dynamite race engine, but it was enough to get him by for the time being. So maybe that engine is just starting to show its weaknesses right now.
It's done a lot of running since they put it in. Hard running. And Joel just trying to hang on with these front two cars, Henshaw and Pagel. It's been a while since Pagel's been on the top step, and I think Henshaw would absolutely love to put the Q1 on the door. He's been there or thereabouts for a long time.
Well, the two Gimpy drivers lead this one. We're getting close to only 10 to go. Sprint race left to the end now. Throw caution to the wind. It's all about going as quickly around this 460 clay circuit as you can. Oh, Martin!
Oh, it gets all locked up in the rear end of Gary Harris Jr. They somehow get away with it.
And Richard Cook now's in that battle inside the top 10, Brendo. Cookie's on a move. He's got the inside of Ash Graham as they head into turn number 3. How about this lightning pace from Henshaw and Pagel right now? These two drivers have done plenty of laps against each other in production sedan racing. And it comes down to these two for the 2022 Queensland title. There's about a tenth and a half separating the top two for the last 40 laps. This is ridiculous.
Henshaw with just clear track in front of him, leading a Queensland title, and he sees no one be able to put in consistent lap after lap.
Well, Pagel got to the bumper of Henshaw through 3 and 4. Bit of a bobble there for the Gimpy 10 as Pagel tries to challenge him once more. Pagel with 3 Queensland titles to his name already, Productions. Trying to be the first man to add 4. 10 Henshaw trying to get the Queensland one on the door for the first time in his career. Berkeley still dropping backs in there in third place. Hazelgrove and Hutchinson will round into top five. Hazelgrove's engine's gone. Started splattering and coughing. And they come out of turn number 2. The Gimpy 6 car is on its last limbs now.
Trying to hold it on. Some sort of gremlins found its way into the Gimpy 6. Down the back straight, our leaders go. It's still Henshaw and Pagel. No white flag just yet.
Gary Harris Jr. running in 6th spot. Comes from the back of Hazelgrove trying to advance his position up to the top 5. But here comes Richard Cook. The Glasson 15 has the door slammed in his face.
5 to go.
5 laps remain and Gary Harris Jr. is up to 5th spot now. We've got a wheel off. Boz Woodrow lost a right rear wheel. And the yellow comes out with 5 to go. Hold on to your hats, folks.
A right rear. I don't see that every day.
The wheel studs have said, I've had enough of that.
Snappity snap. That's reassuring to the crew members to make sure they definitely didn't leave the wheel nuts loose.
Henshaw, Pagel, Berkeley sitting a fair way back.
You're going to try and get a bit of a jump here. A bit of a cheeky move from Berkeley. Will it take off?
Green. We're away.
Not a bad restart at all from Berkeley as Hazelgrove finally retires to give me 6 to the infield. Gary Harris Jr. up into the top 5. Henshaw pulls a gap on Chris Pagel for the race lead. Down the front straight they go. And Dan Henshaw has checked out out front. We've got Vito turn it around in turn number 3. Johnson and Harkin coming onto the scene very late.
Henshaw and Pagel. Berkeley wants to get a good jump. Does so, but Hutcho wants to go down the inside. Sends it on the Queensland 1. Looks like he's going to fumble his way through. And Gary Harris Jr. is going to go as well. And does Cook. Berkeley definitely not on song.
Down the front straight they go. Henshaw not as good as started this time. Berkeley's going backwards. Harris Jr. solidifies up into 4th place. And Barber parks it into turn 1.
Looks like that front suspension's gone on Barbara's car. It's all dropped.
Henshaw leads from Pagel to Hutchinson, to Harris to Berkeley, through turns 3 and 4. Green flag and we're racing into turn 1.
Down into turn 1 they go. Pagel goes to go underneath, as does Junior on the inside of Hutchinson. Berkeley to the outside now. Down the back straight they come as Johnson's car has expired. He's going to be out of this one. Through 3 and 4 once more and down the front straight away. Henshaw, still your leader.
2 laps remaining. Berkeley and Harris battling it out for 4th and 5th. Berkeley on the top side, got his Fuelage Gremlins cleared. Down the back straight they go down. Henshaw and the sizable leader Chris Pagel. Through turns 3 and 4, they're going to collect the white flag. 1 more lap to go.
Last lap for the Gimpy number 10. Down the main straight they come in through 1 and 2. Chris Pagel all over the rear bumper. Down the back straight. It's going to be Henshaw's night. He's just got 1 lap car to negotiate in the final corner of a Queensland title, but he's going to do it. Dan Henshaw is your new Queensland champion. Chris Pagel home for 2, for 3rd. Gary Harris Jr. for 4th. Berkeley will get 5th. Dan Henshaw, your Queensland champion. And Pagel comes alongside, gives him a thumbs up. Those two have raced with nothing between them.
And as he makes his way through the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your new Queensland champ from Kippy, Daniel Henshaw! Some circle work on the back straight and straight into victory lane.